Hi, I am back. I wanted to show you those inserts that I was talking about for my shoes before I forget, because I did tell somebody that I would get them. Here's four. Um, Here's the black ones. See what I said about they say Marilyn Monroe on them? Well, these here, I'm going to set up my little camera stand. These here, this is how they come. They don't have no stitching in them like what would be like right here's the little sticky thing on the heel to keep it sticking in place. If you wear them, you're like this. There's no stitching through here. So when you put these over top of the inserts, there's nothing that's going to bother your feet. And it was $6, but we got all these pairs. I don't even know if I'm going to put them back on this thing. What I do is I just basically put them inside of each other. This is how I've always done them, like that, and then I just toss them in the drawer. That's how I got these ones here. These ones got a little like decorative thing on the edge, and then these ones here. Now I did put a pair of these in my white shoes and a pair of black in my black shoes, and now I got these extra ones for the inside gets dirty, but it feels a lot better on your feet. I mean, that's going to go on the dirty clothes. It feels a lot better on your feet having something that you slide in, and it doesn't feel like I'm going to put this back here. Whoa. See, here's my black shoes. See, Marilyn Monroe. I just put these over top, and these are, they don't have no stitching. It's not going to bother your feet. Your feet aren't going to stick to the inside of your shoes. You know how if you're barefooted and you put tennis shoes on and you walk around a little bit, your feet get all sweaty and yucky? Well, these things here on top of the seal or the insert makes it so that you just slide it in like that, and boom, you slide it on your foot. Piece of cake. I love these shoes. You will love them too. If the insert bothers you, get these things. These things they're called invisible socks or no-seam socks or something like that. You put these usually on your feet and then you slide your foot on into something. Well, I don't put them on my feet. I like being barefoot. I put them on the sole and then put them inside my shoe. And then if they get dirty, take them off, wash them, and replace them with another one. Easy as that. I'm trying to get things picked up a little bit. I've been getting everything picked up here. It's going to get loud for a second. I got the central air running. I told Jeff I don't think our central air is. Oh, by the way, look at what's in my garage. My Mini. I told Jeff, look how much room we got to walk around the garage. Stop it! We got so much room to walk around this before, and when we had the car out here, we didn't have no room at all. So now we can walk that way around the car or that way around the car. And I got a door, so I don't have to get out of the car to open the door. I can just hit the button. I like having my car in the garage better anyhow. Anyways, he had to take the truck to get gas. He's like grumbling. Yeah, every time you take the truck, you never say nothing until I have to go somewhere, and then you tell me it needs gas. And I'm like, are you talking under your breath? And he's like, no. I said, well, that's funny, because I could have swore I heard you talking under your breath. I'm not talking under my breath. Why are you being so mean? I'm not being mean. I just hate going to the gas station. And normally, I would have told you earlier that it needed gas, and I just forgot, because then when I knew it needed gas and I parked it, then that's when I started driving the Mini more. So, and he already put gas in the Mini for me, so that's good. I'm going to make my dip today, my onion dip, homemade. I'm not going to make it with a block of cream cheese, though. I'm going to use one of those containers of the whipping cream cheese that's easier to stir. For this out here, I wanted to close off all the windows out there and then open this door here so that the cool air from the house could go out there. But Jeff said it wouldn't be very efficient because that room gets so hot when the sun shines. It'd be like right now our air conditioning's running like crazy. I told him when I went down to the Airbnb this morning, Theirs is set at 75, and I walked in the door and it was cold. And I thought, wow, this is really good. I'm thinking the house down there is better insulated than this house because we got ours set at 75 and it's running constantly and it still feels sticky. I've even been turning the ceiling fans on to get the circulation, the cooler air to circulate. I'm just thinking our house is not, I'm not saying not insulated. I'm just saying not as well insulated as the house down there. And I almost want Jeff to go with me so he can see what I mean. But I'm thinking if we do put new siding on our house, I want to have that not only the wrap that's like a inch and a half wrap that will go over everything on the, they'll take all the siding off and then they put this wrap on and then they put the siding back, the new siding on. I'm also thinking I might want to have in certain areas blown insulation, if that makes sense, because I know the floors are good. The floors are in the wintertime, and these are wood floors, and I walk around barefooted all winter long. My feet do not get cold. But for some reason, I think the walls are not as well insulated. The outside walls are not as well insulated as they should be. And I'm thinking it's because it probably wasn't wrapped properly when they did the siding. But I'm finding more messed up out on the outside where the siding's been messed up. I told Jeff if we're gonna get new siding, I'd like to do it before winter. We have to make up our mind. He's got somebody that was interested in looking at the RV. We found a scam out, and I want to tell people about it. If you're trying to sell a vehicle of any kind, anything that you want, let's say somebody contacts you, you got a car for sale, and they contact you and they're really interested in it, they want to see it, but they want to have a Carfax type thing done, and they give you this number to call to have this report made to show if it had any accidents or anything. Don't do it. You tell them if they want to know if the car's been in an accident or the car history, they can get it. Because what these people are doing is they are saying, well, I want you to call and get me this report on and then when you call, they tell you, well, we have to charge your credit card $5 or $6. We can't do it with cash. We have to do it with the credit card. Minute you give them your credit card number, you don't hear back from them again, and they just took as much as they can off the card before you put a stop to it. So don't do that. If somebody really wants to know a Carfax or a report, a history, accident history on a car, let them pay for it themselves with a credible place. If they try to tell you that they want you to pay for it, for your car, to give to them, to show them, it's a scam. Because we had one guy call and say he was texting Jeff on Facebook, or not, it wasn't Facebook. Jeff put it on the RV something. He had to actually pay I want to say $50 to have it, so many pictures, and then have it posted on this site for so long. But he calls and he says, I'm really interested. I'm from Chesaning, and I'm willing to come tomorrow at 4 o'clock, which, mind you, a lot of people say later in the afternoon, because if, let's say, they want to buy your vehicle, you got to go to the Secretary of State. You got we have a lien on it right now, so we'd have to go to the credit union. If you make your appointment later in the day, it's too late. You know what I mean? Well, now you got to wait till the next day. But in the meantime, I'd like to have a report to know if this vehicle's been in an accident. Here's a number you can call to get a report sent to me. Don't do it. Because the minute that guy said, I want to come tomorrow at 4 o'clock, how do you want me to bring payment? And Jeff said that to me, and I says, number one, you'd have to meet him if he comes and looks at it and decides he wants it, you have to meet him at the credit union, because they hold the title on it until it's paid off. The guy says, oh, so cash it is, making it sound like he's this rich person. Then at the very end of it, when he's confirming that he's going to come here tomorrow at 4, he'd ask Jeff to call this number and have a thing sent to him saying the history of the vehicle. And Jeff's talking to me, and I'm like, no. You tell them if they want to know the history of the vehicle, They can pay and they can find it themselves. You will give them the VIN number, no problem whatsoever. You give them the VIN number and let him pay to have it checked. Do not ever agree to pay for something, and don't ever give even if they say, oh, it's only going to charge you $5, don't do it, because as soon as they get your number, they can take as much as they possibly can before you catch them. So just a heads up. And it's not like I've been scammed enough times, but we actually had somebody tell us this. And sure enough, that's how you know if it's a scam, when they ask you if you will, have something, a history. Number one, that RV is only a year old. We've only had it a year. And it's never been in an accident. If anything, it's had upgrades done to it since he's gotten it, but it is just too small. We can't keep it. We can't keep that. We can't keep the camper. Something's got to go. And I told him everything else is on hold. No buying no more parts for the car. No more buying nothing till that RV's gone. And that's what he's doing. And now he's dealing with this crappy shit bull from these people. But anyways, get off that rant. He told me he don't need to eat nothing today because today's the mid part of his golf thing. It's like they have the first half and then they have the second half. Now, how it started is the man that he golfs with, his partner had a medical emergency and he couldn't golf. So then they got Jeff to step in to be in that guy's place until the guy came back. Well, the guy never came back, and he got worse to where his wife or his daughter moved him from this area. I want to say down by Detroit where she lives, to help take care of him, and he was going in a nursing home or something. So he's not going to be able to be on the golf league. So Jeff paid the dues for the first half because he didn't know if he was going to be, still with it. And now he apparently is, so he's got to pay his golf dues today. But today, since it's the middle part of it, they're having this big hot dog thing where after you do 9 holes, when you get back to the clubhouse, you get to have free hot dogs. I think you get a voucher for 2 beers. You get fries. You get all this stuff so he's like, oh, I get to have hot dog night. Hot dog, big deal. I'm not going to say that to him. He's excited as hell. All I can do is, oh, that sounds great. You lucky dog, you. Hot dog. The only time I want a hot dog is once in a great, great while. I'd rather have a brat or something. But anyways, he's excited about it. I'm not going to burst his bubble. I already kind of irked him by telling him he had to go get gas. But then to top it all off, I have one son call me and start asking me questions that somebody's going to maybe give him a deer. I'm not sure. Anyways, all I know is he's asking me, do you got any really sharp knives? You are not using my knives to cut shit up. That is not going to happen. Oh, great. And then he called me some doubting Debbie or some shit like that. So I damn near hung up on him. I no sooner start back to play my game, my other son calls me. Mom, it's so hot. I had to have someone go to my house to get me another shirt because the one I got on soaking wet. I'm using that to wipe my eyes because my sweat's getting in my eyes. And I'm like, okay, so get a bandana, put a bandana on. That helps the sweat from rolling down your head and getting in your eyes. And he asked for a shirt. There's nothing I can do about that. You got your own laundry. What do you want from me? Oh, well, I was kind of thinking that you would make me one of your jugs of tea. And if you have any extra glasses, in a bag of ice. Bring a bag of ice and some tea. I'm like, I was just over on that side. I just went past you because this is right after I come back with Megan and Henry getting their nails clipped. I'm like, I just had Megan and Henry up the street from you getting their nails clipped. I just got home and now you want me to come back over there? Not right now. Well, come on, Mom. Yeah, I want he makes it sound like my tea is the best thing in the world. It's freaking tea bag tea. Tea bag tea you put in a container and you put out in the sun until it turns dark. That's it. Oh, but your tea, I just wanted to know if you could bring me a couple jugs of it and some ice. And do you have any glass? Oh, never mind. We'll just use our water bottles. So I told Jeff, I says, well, since you got to go get gas, do you mind running to the shop? Because if you go to the shop, then I don't have to go back out and go to the shop. He said, what am I going to the shop for? I says, well, I got a couple jugs of tea, and I got these those Solo cups. red Solo cups, and I was going to get a Ziploc gallon-sized bag of ice and drop it off to Garth over at the shop because they're, going to dehydrate or something. You know how kids are. And he's like, you spoil them. I says, are you going to do it or not? If you're not going to do it, I'll do it myself. Oh, I'll do it. There's no sense wasting gas to go over there if I've got to go over there in the first place. I can make him feel so guilty sometimes. But sure enough, I got the tea and that together. I had it in the fridge until he was ready to walk out the door. And then I scooped out a bag of ice, and I put I had 2 containers of tea. Put them both in the bag. I put the Solo cups in a big bag of ice, and I'm like, now hurry up and get it there before it melts. He said, well, I got to stop and get gas first. Remember, you ran me out. Okay. So that's what he's doing right now. So he don't have to eat tonight because he's got a hot dog night, and I don't really want to eat tonight, but I know I have to run the dishwasher. I got snacky stuff. I mean, I could cut up some summer sausage, and I got crackers, and I got vanilla ice cream and root beer. I can make a root beer float. I did get a couple containers of these. This is that softened Cool Whip. So all I got to do is really cut up my onion real good. I got milk and all that, so I guess I could just make dip. I'm not really hungry. It's almost like it's too hot to eat. It's too hot to cook anything. But I know I need to. I mean, I don't think I've really ate anything today. Oh. I guess I could make like a little macaroni and cheese. I got this little bit of angel hair pasta. Maybe I could just make like a little tiny... I don't know how to make a little tiny thing of anything. I swear to God, I thought I was making a little tiny thing when I made my raviolis, and I ate the whole damn thing on Jeff. He didn't have any. I did notice the sky towards the north is pretty dark, and with this kind of heat we're getting today, the storms are popping up that way. Jeff was talking to his sister. She's in Gaylord, and she said that they just had real high winds and rain and lightning and thunder roll through. So that was north, though. I see the sky's pretty gray over there, but I don't think it's that bad. I've been trying to see if I can see when the people are going to go to that house, and I haven't seen anybody go past yet. They're supposed to check in. They can check in at 3, I should say. So maybe they're just not going to show up until 3. But that's my first time doing it all by myself. All right, I'm going to go ahead and see if anybody wants to go outside and go potty. Nobody brought their head up. I don't know where the pups are. They're in my room, my sitting room. But I'm going to see if I can get them to go out and go potty. I want to check on my plants, too. If they're getting too wilty, I'll pull the holes out and give them all a drink. Just because I don't water the leaves and anything on top. I just put the water in the dirt just to give them a good drink before evening. And then at night, if they look wilty, I water them again. But when it's as hot as it is right now, I mean, my air conditioner kicks on, runs, shuts off, and almost immediately kicks right back on again. So I really don't think our insulation on the outside walls of the house is that great. But the floor is. I know the floor is. Because like I said, all winter long I walk barefooted through this house, and I've never had my feet cold ever. Actually, nobody who has been here has ever said their feet were cold. And that at the house on Bayshore, you could not walk across the floor without your feet being so cold you had to put slippers on. Wool socks, slippers, the whole works, because it was freezing. But it's not like that here. It's really nice. So I'm going to go ahead and stop for a minute, and then I'm going to come back probably a little bit later when I make my dip. I also got to figure out, not this Saturday, but next Saturday is my dad's birthday party. So I'm going to get a hold of Leslie, my ex-daughter-in-law, and find out if I can get 2 of my grandsons. And then my Aunt Lori, last year what we did is my Aunt Lori came here, and then Jeff went and picked up the 2 boys, and then we went to Clio, and then we had the party, we ate, And then we all came back here, and then she had her car where she could leave to go home, or she could have stayed here if she wanted to. And then we dropped the boys off on our way back through. So I'm going to get a hold of Leslie and find out if I can do that with the boys. And if you're watching, boys, tell Mom I'm going to be getting a hold of her to see about you guys if you want to go to Grandpa's 84th birthday party with us. It's not this Saturday, but it's next Saturday, the 11th. So I'm going to go for now. Hope everybody's trying to stay cool. Check on a neighbor. Make sure anybody you know that is dealing with this heat is dealing with it okay and not, getting too, how do you want to say it, dehydrated or sick because of it. I mean, that's the reason I sent the tea. I would have took it myself if Jeff didn't, but it's because I know my kids, they get hot, and he works in a shop. So, he's working on cars, so I know he gets warm. Jake's working at O'Reilly's, but he's inside the building, and I believe the building's air conditioned, so he's not as bad off as what Garth is. I mean, Garth, all they do is open the bay doors and let the air come through. But I will be back later on today. I hope everybody's having a great day. Stay safe, stay cool, hydrate. Bye.